friends, welcome back to another meal prep. Today I'm allowing myself, well, not allowing, I only have a short amount of time, so I'm going to see what I can get done in 30 minutes. Now, the veggies are kind of like their own little thing. It's not like a meal that I'm prepping, but I always, anytime I'm in the kitchen and I am quote unquote meal prepping, getting things ready for the week, I always do a large batch of veggies because then when it comes to dinner, we can just reheat them really, really quickly and then they're done. And I love that for like lunches. I can throw them in salads. I love it because my girl, who is about to turn a year old, which is insane, she loves to just eat veggies, so I can give them to her really quickly for lunch. She'll even eat them for breakfast. So I just love having those on hand in large batches, and I do one every single time I'm in the kitchen. Now, I was meal prepping, as you know, Sundays and Wednesdays, and then I shared with you recently that life was just really, really busy and I was just not getting to it. And now I'm kind of doing like 3 days a week during nap time for about 30 to 45 minutes. It's been really amazing. So my husband's at the gym right now, and then I'm going to swap with him. So we have, that like kind of little sweet spot where I'm getting things done. He's having some personal time, and then we swap. He's getting some things done and I'm having personal time. It's just a really great way to spend a Sunday afternoon. Also, this is the world's worst whisk. I need to throw it away. It's like broken, but like, please tell me down below if you're not just like me, where you like keep things because you're like, well, it kind of still works instead of buying new things. I'm raising my hand because 4 of my spatulas in my kitchen are broken, but I'm like, well, they still kind of do the job. So I'm not going to buy new ones yet. This girl needs to buy new ones. All right. So what I decided to do today for some meal prep is just to kind of get some, I don't even really call these quote unquote meals, but I know my husband loves breakfast burritos. So I took some leftover breakfast sausage that we had, cut it up really quick, made some eggs, had some tortillas that were left over from when we had a taco night a few weeks ago. And then of course we had some leftover cheese from taco night too, and threw together. This is going to be his lunch. He'll probably eat 2 of these at a time. If I eat them, I'll eat 1, super high protein. I did a lot of eggs. The sausage is super high protein. So this is just like a really easy lunch, but we could also utilize it for breakfast too, kind of as like a take and go thing. But the idea behind this is breakfast for lunch, which I'm a breakfast girly all day long. So is my husband. The other 2 things I'm making are kind of more snacks or pre or post workout things to take. And yes, I was just talking about the spatula. So now I need to point out, side note, that I'm using a spoon, which is the perfect thing to like get the eggs into the burritos. It works okay for stirring them as well. Anyways, the next 2 things I'm making are actually homemade protein bars because like I said, I want like a pre-workout, post-workout thing. I usually go to the gym in the morning. Sometimes on the weekends I go during nap time, which I also kind of like because that way I can kind of like have my morning just like not so like get up and go. It's kind of like a little bit quieter, have some more family time. We have breakfast together, all that kind of stuff. So I decided to make some protein bars. Again, pre-post workout. We can even take them as like a snack. They could even be a meal because they are a complete meal in general. Since obviously I don't need to like tell you every step by step that I'm doing, I thought I would talk a little bit about productivity. I do want to do like a full productivity video. I've talked about this many times, but I try to utilize my time in my day as best as possible. But real quickly, I just want to say one of the things I do right now, we still have 2 naps a day. I do work full time, but I'm home a lot of times during the day because my work schedule is really crazy, but I'm very thankful for that I can be home during nap time for the most part. So even though I start my day early, I pop home, nap time, go back to work, pop home, nap time. Okay. So one of the things I want to say is like for productivity for me, I try to utilize the times when my baby is napping to do things that not necessarily that I can't do when she's awake, but I don't necessarily want to do when she's awake. Like I don't want to meal prep when she's awake. I do it if she is sleeping. It is a lot easier. But if she's awake, I try to do it around lunchtime. So that way she's in her high chair. I don't really love her by like the stove or the stovetop or anything like that, the oven. So I try to think of the things like, what can I get done during nap time that like, yes, I could do when she's around, but like I can do so much faster when she's not. So meal prep is one of them. Another thing is I try to work out early in the morning to get that out of the way. So that way I'm showered, ready to go, and I can start my day off on the best foot. But sometimes I do work out during nap time because let's be honest, not every single morning do I feel like getting up. Do I have the perfect night's sleep? So that's, again, something I can do with her. I can put her in the jogger if I want to, go for a run. She can be in our home gym with me. I can do a home indoor workout if I want to. She can play in her playroom, all those things. But again, I just try to utilize that time wisely. Okay, I do want to add here really quickly. Yes, this is strawberry applesauce. These bars were so delicious. This is more like a low fat version of a protein bar. I wanted to kind of give 2 options just to kind of have like a quote unquote low fat and then a higher fat option, because again, it's like pre-post workout depending on which you want to utilize. By the way, you can find these recipes down in the description box or pinned in a comment down below. All right, going back to productivity, I find for myself that I make a small to-do list every single day. It is the most underwhelming thing. Like, I'm not overwhelmed. So I have non-negotiables that we do every day, like empty the dishwasher every morning, and then we can load it throughout the day, start it at night. Like starting a load of laundry every day. But I will say, if you can come down to a science of a schedule of like, okay, on these days, I know I have a little bit more time. On these days, I have absolutely no time to do housework things. I think that's like the best way to be super productive. Like for me, I can do laundry when my baby's awake. That's super easy. Like laundry is kind of like a mindless, like the washer dryer does its own thing. And she can be with me when I'm like folding the clothes, putting them away. Not a big deal. So just try to think of that, like, how do your days look? Plan and structure everything around it. And I get it. Not everybody has like the same schedule I do of like coming and going all day long. But if you do work a 9 to 5, say, okay, what can I do in the morning to best set up my day? Should I work out in the morning? Should I work out in the evening? What best suits me? And then, like we all have housework to do. We all have, cleaning to do. We all have meal prep to do, grocery shopping, stuff like that. One of the things I've really bought back my time is grocery delivery. Like, let me tell you, having my groceries delivered saves me hours every single week. All right, protein bar number 2 is quote unquote a higher fat version. I have shared this recipe in many ways. I've done it in like a protein ball. It's the exact same recipe as my overnight oats, same ingredients, I should say, not same recipe. Also, whoever told me to like pin the parchment paper on with little clippies, thank you so much. You saved my life. That's not being overly dramatic. You've changed my whole life. As you saw, I took the clippies off the last one once it was settled in the fridge. By the way, I put these bars in the refrigerator for at least 12 hours to set up before I cut them, especially the apple ones. And then I store them in the fridge just because they stay nice and chilled. And I really like that, but you don't have to do that unless you absolutely want to. I think the applesauce ones actually have to be refrigerated because the applesauce, I got that recipe a long time ago on Pinterest, like years and years ago, and I've just kind of like altered it based on what I have on hand. So this recipe is very similar to the first. It's got oats, protein powder, peanut butter, but a lot more peanut butter, chia seeds I added, and then more chocolate chips. So again, it's just like if you want a higher fat bar, a lower fat bar, but you can tweak these any way you want. If you want to use powdered peanut butter and almond milk to kind of make like a peanut butter paste, you could do that too. So here it is all mixed up. Looks just like the protein energy bites that I make, but I'm popping it into this parchment lined, it's like a brownie pan. I love this pan, by the way. And then I press it down, and then I decided, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add some melted chocolate to the top because that sounds delicious and just like an element that I don't usually have in like the energy bites. I don't usually dip them. I don't really have that with my overnight oats. So I thought that would be really, really delicious. All 3 of these things are super high protein, by the way, which is just like my overall goal. And I am very happy to say that I got all of this done in 30 minutes. Now, the 30-minute timer is really just what I set for the roasted veggies. And then I just wanted to see what I could get done in that time. And I was like super happy to know I got this stuff done. And then the next time when I meal prep, I'll do like my bulk meal prep of like my rice, my quinoa, my tofu. Let me know down below if you'd like to see that as well, because I can film it. I know that like me popping up the camera isn't always like the most ideal thing for me, but I always try to think of being helpful because this is really realistic. This is real life. We don't eat anything fancy. I mean, I'm literally microwaving chocolate chips. By the way, if you have coconut oil on hand, add a tablespoon of coconut oil to that because it'll be even better because it melts really nicely and it gives it like a nice shiny coat. It adds just like that element that the chocolate needs to coat your protein bars perfectly. I didn't have that, but I don't care. Also, have you guys seen like the peanut butter, strawberry, chocolate bars that are going viral like on TikTok? I really want to make these this day. I really was like, oh, if I have time, I'm going to make them. I didn't have time, so I did not make them. However, if you guys want me to make them, I have like a little bit of an idea to like just make them a little different than what TikTok shared. And let me know if you want me to make them because again, I have all the ingredients and I'll make them in my next meal prep. All right, popping these also into the refrigerator for about 12 hours before I cut them. And that's it. I got to clean up and I'm headed to the gym. Thanks for spending the day with me today. Like I said, give this video a huge thumbs up, subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you soon in a new video. Bye, friends.